You know, when I think about mosques, I always think that light must fight its way into the masjid so it can illuminate the most beautiful place of worship. I think that the bricks that were chosen to be a part of the walls must think of themselves as special, and the ones who weren't must be so jealous. And when the worshippers go into prostration and whisper their pains and hopes to God, I like to think of the carpet as a keeper of secrets. And now I imagine those carpets as bloodstained, and I imagine the walls filled with bullets. I imagine daughters growing up without fathers and husbands coming home without wives. I imagine horror. I imagine fear. I imagine my people screaming and no one listening. After the terrorist attack that murdered 51 people, Senator Anning said, "The real cause of bloodshed on New Zealand streets today is the immigration program that allowed Muslim fanatics to migrate to New Zealand in the first place." I was sent these words by my 11-year-old cousin, and she asked me why people hate Muslims. And so I looked at this girl who has her walls filled with Malcolm X quotes and her mind filled with so many dreams, and I took this heavy burden of advocacy and I put it on her small shoulders, and I told her, "You will speak up, you will be strong. It is okay to be afraid, but it is not okay to let that fear stop you from being brave. You will study. It is a privilege that you are here. God gave you a purpose. He gave you an education. You were chosen to be here at this time, in this life, with these problems." I told her, "The angels are the protectors of the heavens, but the Muslims are the protectors of the earth." I told her, "Our function is to bring light into a dark world." I told her to keep the words of peace in her heart. Muslims have the souls of lovers, and in this black and white world, we will continue to paint in color. It is our duty to speak up for our brethren, and she just looks at me. I knew this. I already knew this, 11 years old, and she told me I already knew this. And if she knows it, to my people, you should know it too. It is not a time to cower or be afraid. Our community was built from extraordinary sacrifice, exemplary resilience. We got God, we got all we need. Power comes from the Most High. Our bloodlines come from people who were fearless, who gave their lives so we could have the ability to sit and cup our hands in prayer. And what is anything but the answer to a prayer? And what power does hate have in the face of prayer? Our people were executed publicly in a live stream video like it was a video game. So I want you to know that they were flesh and blood with heartbeats and dreams and stories. Mukad Ibrahim, 3 years old. Abdullahi Diri, 4 years old. Hiba Sami, 12 years old. Saeed Milni, 14 years old, a high school student. Talha Rashid, 21, killed in front of his father. Naeem Rashid saw his son shot and ran to the terrace with his bare hands to stop him. Khalid Mustafa ran from a war-torn Syria only to be greeted with bullets in his mosque. Husna, married to a man who was wheelchair-bound, she ran in front of the shooter and took a bullet for her husband. Muhammad Alina, a Palestinian refugee, the founder of the mosque Harun Mahmoud, a PhD candidate Atta Alayan, 33 years old, a goalkeeper, and a brand new father, Dawood Nabi, 71 years old, a father, a grandfather. His dying words were, "Hello, brother," before the bullet entered his body. وَلَا تَحْسَبَنَّ الَّذِينَ قُتِلُوا فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ أَمْوَاتًا بَلْ أَحْيَاءٌ عِنْدَ رَبِّهِمْ يُرْزَقُونَ. And never think of those who have been martyred in the cause of Allah as dead. Rather, they are alive with their Lord, receiving provision.